Okay, Bearded and Cole. Challenge accepted. Now you might be asking yourself, Jay, what challenge are you talking about? Well, we're like, I don't know, 300 years too late, but Beard and Cole do this cover challenge. When we first saw it, we were like, man, we want to get on this one. We missed the first couple. Granted, again, we're like, I don't know, I think it's been like a month late. But this is a comic cover challenge, indie comics, excluding Image, which, I'm going to be really honest with you, this is one of the hardest things I think we've ever done. Even excluding Image, I'm sitting here, you can see a couple of our boxes over here. Going through boxes trying to pick out our favorite covers, even excluding Image, was just, it was fun, but it was so hard. But we wanted to do this challenge. You're going to notice that I do have some indie comics, but I also have a lot of Kickstarter comics, and I'm thinking to myself, how much more indie can you get with Kickstarter comics? So hopefully that kind of falls in the rules. I do want to say first off, since there was no Image, I do have an honorable mention, and I won't put a picture up, I won't put the comic up because that's not part of the challenge, but I just wanted to talk about it real fast. And that was, Jenna got me, I think either for my birthday or Christmas, it's a gold foil Invincible #1, and it is gorgeous. I also left another one off the list just because I felt that maybe it wouldn't be super fair, but it's the Bearded and Mrs. Bearded cover that he sent me. Man. It's the Jump 2, it's the Back to the Future 2 homage cover. I wanted to put it on the list, but I was like, might not be too fair if I put that one on. But for the probably third video in a row, or not in a row, but for a third video, I don't care. I've probably worn this shirt like 40 times. I'm going to have to buy another one eventually. Super dope shirt. So, how appropriate. It's a Bearded and Cole challenge. Let me wear my Bearded Comic Bro shirt. Alright, before I get too rambly, y'all, let me get into this. Y'all know me, it's probably not going to be as great as some other ones. We will put the link to the challenge either in the description or I'll pin it in the comments. That way, if you want to join in, I don't think necessarily you have to do a video. You just do a bunch of pictures and tag Bearded or Cole on Instagram, and we'll leave a link to Bearded, and if we can find Cole's Instagrams down there. So if you just want to do pictures and tag them in it, awesome. But let me get started with this. You know me, I got my notes over here on this side. I'm going to try not to get too into the book just because I got about 13 covers to show off. So anyway, let's get started. First up, from Kickstarter. Boom. Pocus Hocus Chapter 1. I love this book. We love this book. We've been backing this since the very first one. Now, they have so many awesome covers, but the reason I chose this one, this was the very first Kickstarter one. This is a Brian Belando cover, by the way. Very first Kickstarter from them we backed. So there's no bad bug on it. Eventually they're going to Source Point, but there's no logo. So it's kind of logo-less, I guess you could say. The significant thing about this cover, other than that though, and hopefully I can show y'all this. I'm going to have to bring it super close, so bear with me. I don't know if y'all can see, but you might notice there's let me get the right way over here. In his hair, there's some neon yellow green looking spots. That's because Originally, Pocus was going to have that color in his hair. Well, they decided, now we're going to take that out. But they missed a few. So Alan told me, he goes, well, just so you know, you have kind of like an error cover. And I was like, super dope. Love this book. Love this team. Anyway, that's my first cover. Pocus Hocus Chapter 1, the Brian Belando cover. Right, moving right along, we have Gaslighters. I think they're either, well, there we go. I think they're either Gaslighters Comics or they're Violent Studios. I've never actually asked the writer what he calls his brand. But this is the homage to J. Scott Campbell's Deadpool by Tiago da Silva. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Hopefully the light's not too bad in here. One of the coolest things, I mean, other than it's Deadpool, and I've loved Deadpool since before the movies and all that. I've loved him for years. But other than it's a Deadpool homage, I love this gradient, like pinkish purplish blue thing they got going on here. This character is actually named Gotti, and he shows up in issue 2, so he's like the baddie of issue 2. But such a dope cover, a super dope story. This is just something that if you haven't read, you should. Again, just look at that. Freaking gorgeous with the gradient color in there. Not much more to say about that one. So, before I waste too much more time, the Tiago da Silva, J. Scott Campbell, Deadpool homage, Gaslighters 3 cover. Alright, now the next one I have. This was one that I showed not too long ago in my Comic Palooza haul, because this cover just caught my attention as soon as I saw it and I had to get it. This is Retribution Chapter 1. Just look at that cover. Now, I'm going to butcher this name. I'm so terrible with names and I feel so bad about it, so if there's anybody that can correct me on this one, please do so. But this cover is by Gualasi. I'm super sorry about the pronunciation on that. Just know this cover is what got me to get this book. Before Robert, the writer, even told me about the story, I turned the corner and just barely caught a glimpse of it, and I was like, wow, that is awesome. And then he told me about the story, and then I got it. But yeah, super dope. The art imitates the cover, so there's no worries there. The art is beautiful, the story's good. Hopefully eventually I'll have a review on this. But yeah, Retribution Chapter 1, Gualasi. I'm hoping that I said that right. Super dope cover. Okay, now, yes, I finally have an actual in-store non-Kickstarter. This is Warcorn's Birthday Bash. This is my first time using a stand, so you'll have to excuse the keep knocking stuff around. Warcorn's Birthday Bash, the one-shot. This is the Trish Forstner cover. And I initially got this one not only because Trish Forstner is awesome. If you just check her art out, it's amazing. She's also the co-creator and the artist for Stray Dogs. So you kind of get that feel here. It's a very My Little Pony feel with this cover. I initially got it for me, yeah, but for Jenna, because Jenna's a My Little Pony fan. And I'm not too proud to say that I kind of like the show too. So, but awesome cover. This one we got signed by Garrett when they were down here doing their Good Boy World Tour. So, yeah, super dope. Warcorn's Birthday Bash, one shot, Trish Forstner. Not much more I can say about that, folks. Awesome cover. Alright, now this next one is actually one that Sean and I, we were watching this writer when he was on a YouTube show. And when he announced it, little did I know Sean and I both went and got this. This was eventually released by SourcePoint. But this is Unborn #1, the Ivan Tao cover. This one, the significance is not only did Frank sign it, I don't think you see the signature down here, but Frank signed it. Frank Gogol, the writer, signed it. And if the camera's catching it, all the pink is like a pink foil. Like, you could only get this pink foiled cover from Frank when you ordered it. So Sean and I both ordered one. We both have one. Super, super awesome cover. Super dope story from SourcePoint. Unborn. Just, Ivan Tao does beautiful work, and this cover is definitely no exception. So, definitely had to put that on my list. Alright. Next one I got is actually from AWA Upshot by a writer that I've been a huge fan of ever since I read his Comics Tribe work, and that's John Lees. This, and I never say this book right, Hotel or Hell. I can never remember what they call it. I think it's Hell, but I'm not sure. This creepy clown. Now, this is number 4. This one is by Karen Grant, or Karan Grant. Sorry if I butchered your name there, boss. But the creepy clown is what does it for me. Super dope story, supernatural hotel. Just, the clown is so creepy, and I love it. Love this cover. Ton of good covers that came with this book, but this one stands out in my mind. So again, Hotel or Hell, number 4, by Karen or Karan Grant. Check it out if you haven't. I will tell you that. All these books, actually. I mean, I wouldn't own these books if I didn't like them. So, alright, going back to a Kickstarter one. This is from Finish Line Comics. Again, these folks have a ton of dope covers, but I chose this one. This is Immortal Air number 2, and I believe this is the Cesar Oliveira cover. I think that's who did the cover, and Edward, if you see this video, Edward's the writer, please correct me. I'm pretty sure it's the Cesar one. The main reason I like this one, not only because I think the art's beautiful, it's the purple. I don't know how well that picks up on the camera, because you know me and lighting and stuff, I'm terrible at it, but the purple in here is just gorgeous. But yeah, Immortal Air number 2 by, pretty sure, Cesar Oliveira. It was so hard. It was so hard to pick covers. I'm telling you. Like, you think it'd be something easy, and then you start going through your boxes, and you're looking, and you're like, but I want to use this one. Like, if we had our way, I think we had like 30 or 40 books apiece picked out. So, well, anyway, this next one I have does hold a special place in my heart. I am a child of the 80s. I was born in 82. I know it's unbelievable. I'm going to be 40 in September. But, you know, when you grew up back then, there wasn't content being dropped constantly, you know. So you watched things that were a little before your time, you know, usually from early 70s, late 70s, early 80s, when you're old enough, like 4 or 5, to pay attention to things, if you can. You usually watch things from around that time. Now, granted, this series came out, I think, in 1981. This is the Army of Darkness, 1979, from Dynamite. This is actually number 2. This, again, was a really hard thing to look through all. I think this was a 4 or 5 issue run. I can't remember. But looking through these, it was like, man, it was so hard to choose a cover. But there's just something about this one that grabbed me, and I was like, yep, that's the one. This one is by Francesco Mattina. Again, hopefully I'm saying that right. But yeah, you know, super awesome story. Army of Darkness, 1979, number 2, Francesca Mattina. Or Mattina. Sorry. All right, moving right along. Got our second Dynamite book, and I think this was an FOC like special. I just know Jenna got it for me, and it is The Boys, Dear Becky, number 3. FOC variant. I believe it's Derek Robertson cover. Just the coolest thing about this is the way it just looks like scratchy pencil sketching, but super dope cover. The Boys, Dear Becky is a great story after The Boys. So yeah, The Boys, Dear Becky, FOC variant exclusive by Derek Robinson, the third one. So super dope. All right, now this next one, it's 2 comics, but I'm counting them as one, and there's a reason for that. I had to go with the very first comic I ever backed on Kickstarter. The company themselves that got me into Kickstarter comics, and that is Comics Tribe. And this is Wailing Blade, number 1. This one's the gold foil edition. I believe these are Joe Mulvey's covers. And many of you, if any of you really follow me on Instagram or whatever, you'll notice that the head taker is my Instagram little avatar thing, just because I love this cover. So that's the gold one. But I also got the silver one, and the silver one also comes, the background's darker. So yeah, like I said, this one, again, special place in my heart. First Kickstarter I ever backed. So Kickstarter folks, if I've ever backed a book of yours, thank Comics Tribe, because they're the ones that got me into Kickstarter. So yeah, Wailing Blade, issue 1, gold and silver foil. Again, I believe these are the Joel Mulvey covers. Super awesome. You get a chance to check out Comics Tribe, please do. Their hardcovers are just out of this world. Alright, now this next one I got, I always butcher this poor guy's name. Again, I've butchered a lot of the names I've talked about. But most people know him as Izzy from Izzy's Comics and Collectibles. I believe his name is Timothy Yizguire. I probably butchered that, so I usually just call him Izzy. Well, Izzy has a book, and this book is called Strings. Hopefully you can see that. I probably should have taken stuff out of the bag, but I didn't know how that was going to look trying to be on the stand. This is my first time using a stand, like I said before. This is the 4-color Fiends variant of the Web of Spider-Man Part 4, I believe. The pencils were done by Chris Campana, and the colors were by Dash Martin. Super dope book. Awesome cover, awesome homage cover. 4-color Fiends. Web of Spider-Man Part 4. Pencils by Chris Campana. Colors by Dash Martin. The homage cover for Strings. I'll hold that up just a little bit so you can see. Super dope. Alright folks, finally we're getting down to the wire. I know I've been gabbing for a while. But back to Kickstarter books. Now, first one I want to show is Killabad. This is the Friday the 13th homage cover. It was the exclusive Kickstarter cover, I believe. This one was done by Paul Sierravino. This was a super dope book. This was a super dope cover. I got a couple other covers from this. There we go. Maybe, wow. Not the best stand in the world, but there you go. Now, I know, kind of like with Back to the Future, there's a lot of people like, oh, the Friday the 13th thing is played out because, Vampirella, I think maybe Vampirella has it, but, Ash vs. Evil Dead has it, Stray Dogs had it. I don't care. It looks awesome. Looks awesome. It's a really good story. I can't wait for issue 2. I want to say that Jason and Jeffrey have this on Indiegogo right now. So if you're an Indiegogo person, type up Kill Bad, check this book out. It was super dope. So, Kill Bad, Friday the 13th homage by Paul Ciaravino. Last but certainly not least, this was a Kickstarter exclusive Virgin cover. You'll have to forgive me. I think it's an homage. I just, like, it's scratching at my brain, but I can't figure it out. This is Black Alpha. And this was the exclusive. Yep. This was the exclusive Kickstarter cover that I got. This story was awesome. Batman with Iron Man tech dropped off in the middle of Star Wars galaxy. Perfectly explains this book. Like I said, it's itching at my brain. It's like I've seen this cover, the movie poster before. It feels like it's an homage. I couldn't find anything on it. It's just right there. So if there's anybody that knows what this is, please tell me, because it's kind of driving me crazy. Again, Black Alpha, the Kickstarter exclusive Virgin cover. Probably some kind of homage, but brain's just not clicking with it. But yeah, that finally is my list. Like I said, hopefully I get this thing edited down to where it's not, 3 hours of me babbling. Hopefully I kind of got the gist of the challenge. And again, if you want to join the challenge, Sean will put links down in the description. There's not a time limit on this. This is just for fun thing. I think it's really cool to see other covers that people have. Hopefully I was close enough to the rules, because I thought, what could be more indie than Kickstarter books? Most of the time that's what we get now anyway. But want to thank you all for watching. Let me know down in the comments which cover you like the most. I know I showed quite a few. Hopefully I showed some that were ones that people were going to be like, oh wow, that cover's awesome. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you stay to the end of the video. Sean's always got something fun posted on the sides here. I'm always 50-50 on where he's going to put it. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, folks. Join this challenge. Check out Bearded Comic Bro. Check out Cole. And I will catch you next time. Later, tots.